Good afternoon. In the last class we discussed about the structure of fruit and seed, and we can revise the total things studied in this chapter before going to the next topic. See, we have seen the vegetative part of the flower, plant body, stem, root and leaf. Reproductive part of the plant body, flower, fruit and seed. And first of all we studied the morphology of the root. There are three types of root system: taproot system, fibrous root system and adventitious root system. Roots are modified for some other purpose. In the case of banyan tree, roots are modified as prop root for supporting, stealth root in plants called sugarcane or maize for supporting, Abyssinia respiratory root for respiration, like modifications are there. Then we came to the stem classified into three categories: underground stem, aerial stem and subaerial stem. Underground stems are doing some other functions: storage of food material, pollination and vegetative multiplication. Different types are examples studied: tuber, potato, rhizome, ginger, bulb, onion. Then some kinds of aerial subaerial stem modifications were explained. Subaerial stems were explained: runner, sucker, stolon, offset, etc. Aerial stem is modified for various purposes, like spines in the plants like cactus. Then comes the phylloclad in acacia, like thorns in some other plants are modification for protection. And we come to the leaf, morphology of the leaf, simple leaf, compound leaves, venation, two types of venation are reticulate venation, parallel venation. The arrangement of leaf on the stem is called phyllotaxy, and there are four types of phyllotaxy, etc. Leaves are modified for some other purpose, for catching the insect as in pitcher, nepenthes, or leaves are modified for tendrils for climbing as in pisum, or leaves are modified to spine in cactus. So leaves are modified for storage of food material as in bulb, onion. These are all modifications. Then comes to the flower. Flower is the modified part of the plant body. A typical flower consists of four portions: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx is made up of sepals, gamosepalous or polysepalous. Corolla is made up of petals, polypetalous or gamopetalous. Arrangement of sepal and petal is called as aestivation. And androecium is the male part of the flower. It is made up of stamens. Stamen consists of filament and an anther at the tip. And gynoecium is the female part of the flower. It is made up of pistil. Gynoecium consists of three parts: basal, ovary, style and stigma. And then it is made up of carpels. If the carpels were joined, it is called as syncarpous condition. If the carpels were free, it is called as apocarpous condition. And the placentation, arrangement of ovules are different in different flowers. It is called as placentation. And you studied about five types of placentation: marginal placentation, axial placentation, fraseral placentation, parietal placentation and basal placentations were explained. Then we studied about the fruit, true fruit, fruits, fast fruit and parthenocarpic fruits were explained. And the pericarp is modified into, distinguished into three regions as in mango, epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. And comes to the seed, dicot seed and monocot seeds were explained. So that is about the morphology of stem, root, leaf, flower, fruit and seed. See, comes some other things related to the taxonomy, that is called as technical description of a flower. Semi-technical description of a flower. How we can technically describe a flower? Semi-technical description of a flower. See, we are technically describing gamopetalous, polypetalous, like that, androus, polyandrous, joined monodelphous, like that. Parts of the flowers are explained technically in taxonomy. So the leaves were explained, stem were explained, flowers were explained, but we can taxonomy, we are representing the parts of the flower, arrangement of the flower parts, joining of the flower parts in a particular manner. That is very important, the identification of flower. That is, the parts of the flower, different parts of the flower, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, are explained in a very simple method in taxonomy. See how we can explain the parts of the flower in a technical manner that I am going to explain. 3 families you have to study, and I will deal the families directly, not in this type of classes, because I have to show the materials before you. For taxonomy practicals also, that families are important. So I am not going to explain that 3 families that is left in the chapter, that we can deal later on. Now I am explaining how the parts of the flowers can be explained technically. See, terms are there, technical terms are there. There are 2 methods of representation. One is called floral formula and other is called floral diagram. We explain the flowers in 2 methods. One is called as floral formula and other is called a floral diagram. And first of all, I will explain floral formula. Formula of the flower is called floral formula. Diagram of the flower is called floral diagram. Floral means related to flower. Floral means related to flower. We can represent the parts of the flower in a formula. The joining of the flower parts in a formula. That is called floral formula. I will explain how we can draw the floral formula, or we can write the floral formula of a flower. In the floral formula, we are using certain symbols. First of all, we are using flowers may be unisexual or bisexual. Bisexual flowers are represented by this symbol. And unisexual flowers are represented by this symbol. This is the male. This is called male. See, this is the representation called bisexual. This is male flower or staminate flower. And this is pistillate flower, female flower. Pistillate flower. The sexuality can be represented bisexual, unisexual, staminate, pistillate. Symmetry of the flower, can be represented by like this, actinomorphic. I have given like that. And zygomorphic like this or like this, zygomorphic. And calyx can be represented by a little bit K, calyx. K represent the calyx. C represent the corolla. C represent the corolla. A represent the androecium. A represent the androecium. And G represent the gynoecium. See, these are all representations of the parts of the flower. Superior ovary is represented by drawing a line below it. Superior ovary. Inferior ovary is represented by drawing a line above it. Ovary is inferior. Ovary occupies the lowest position. Half inferior can be represented by line like this. See, superior ovary below line, inferior ovary line above, half inferior on the side of the G. Like this we are representing the parts of the flower in a particular manner. That method by which parts of the flower are arranged in a formula, it is called as floral formula. We are using different symbols for that purpose. Anyhow, we cannot represent all the characters of the flower in the formula, but we can represent the number and joining of parts of the flower in a formula that is called as floral formula. I will give one example for that. See, I will give an example for that. Flowers are bisexual. See, flower is actinomorphic flower. Correct circular flower. Flower is bisexual. Both androecium and gynoecium are present. Calyx made up of 5 sepals. Calyx made up of 5 means 5 sepals. Sepals are joined. We draw bracket. Sepals are joined. Gamosepalous condition. Corolla. 5 petals are there. They are not joined. Polypetalous condition. Not joined. Androecium. Represented by A. Stamens are numerous in number. Infinity. We represent like that. Numerous in number. And they are joined. Monodelphous. Gynoecium consists of 5 carpels. 5 carpels. Syncarpus joined. Ovary superior. So, this is the representation of the flower in a floral formula. This is called floral formula. See, flowers are actinomorphic, can be cut into equal halves in any plane. Flower bisexual, both androecium and gynoecium are present. Calyx consists of 5 sepals, they are joined gamosepalous. Corolla consists of 5 petals which are not joined polypetalous. Androecium consists of numerous stamens. Monodelphous joined together into one tube. Gynoecium consists of 5 carpels, syncarpus and the superior ovary. This is the simple example of a floral formula. The characters of the flower are represented in a formula that is called as floral formula. Can you identify this flower? With 5 petal, sepal which are joined, 5 petal not joined, numerous stamens which are joined, 5 carpels which are joined, 5 stigmas are there. Can you identify the flower? Can you identify the flower? If possible, you identify the flower and give answer for me. Because I will say once again, the flower is circular flower, bisexual flower, calyx, sepals 5 in number, joined together, gamosepalous, petals, 5 petals, they are not joined, twisted estivation. I will give another clue for that. Stamens numerous in number, joined together into a tube-like structure. Gynoecium, 5 carpels, we can identify by seeing 5 stigmas. Ovary 1, style 1, stigma, 5 stigmas. Can you identify this flower by observing the floral formula? See, I will give another example. Another example I will give. See, flowers are actinomorphic, circular flower, white in color, and this is red in color, or white in color. Different colors are there. Flowers are actinomorphic, bisexual, calyx, sepals 5 gamosepalous, corolla, petals 5 gamopetalous, joined together. Androecium, stamens 5 attached above the petals, we call it as epipetalous condition. And gynoecium consists of 2 carpels joined together, superior ovary. Can you identify this flower and this flower? I put a challenge before you. This is a very familiar flower for you, and this you have to study. So, this is also familiar. Can you identify these 2 flowers by looking the floral formula? See, we are representing the parts of the flower in a simple formula that is called as floral formula. Okay. Another thing, the remaining things we can explain in the practical class. Okay. Then comes floral diagram. Floral diagram. Parts of the flower are represented in a diagram that is called as floral diagram. First of all, I will give the floral formula of the flower. See, there are sepals are there. 5 sepals are there. See, flowers are like this, bisexual. Sepals 5 in number. Gamosepalous. Corolla petals 5 in number. Gamopetalous. Andecium. Stamens 5 in number. Attached above the petals. Gynoecium 2 carpus, zinc carpus, superior ovary. I will represent the characters in the diagram called as floral diagram. See, we are drawing floral diagram like this, cutting into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. First of all, the outermost part of the flower is called a calyx. Sepals are 5 in number and they are joined. See, sepals are 5 in number. Five in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in number. Joined. Gamo we represent like joined. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sepals which are joined gamosepalous. Then inner to that, corolla, petals. Next inner to that there is corolla. Consist of 5 petals. This is next round, petals. We represent by cutting to 5. 1, in the middle we are cutting 2, 3, 4, 5. Cutting into 5. Cut into 5. Petals are varied. See, 2, 3, 4 and 5. They represent petals like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Gamopetalous. Joined. Gamopetalous. See, first round calyx, then comes corolla, then comes andrecium, 5 stamens. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stamens are, these are the anther. You represent the anther stamen. If you are cutting the anther, it appears like this. Cross section of the anther appear like that. We represent same in the diagram. Five stamens. There is an arrow marked epipetalous attached above the petals. Attached above the petals. Gynoecium. Innermost part of the flower is called gynoecium. Next circle. 2 pieces, 2 carpels. Zinc carpus. axile placentation. We cannot represent placentation in the formula, but you can represent in the floral diagram. Axile placentation can be represented like that. So what mistakes are there for the diagram? You have to occupy this inner centermost part. Innermost part of the flower, you represent like this. Placentation is called axial placentation. This is the representation of the flower. This representation is called floral diagram. This representation is called floral formula. We represent the parts of the flower in a formula, that is called floral formula. This is called floral diagram. You see, this is the method by which we are representing the parts of the flowering diagram. Here, outermost part is called a calyx, made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sepals. They are joined together gamosepalous condition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corolla. Corolla represented by letter C. Joined gamopetalous condition. Androecium 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamens. They are not joined but joined to the petals. Epipetalous. Then gynoecium innermost part, 2 carpels, 2 chambers, 2 carpels, syncarpous condition, joined together, axial placentation. This is the representation of flower in a diagram. That diagram of the flower can be called as floral diagram. Number of parts can be seen, joining of parts can be seen, alignment, whether one is estivation, valvate or whatever that estivation can be represented the flower. This is called a floral diagram. This is called floral formula. This is the floral formula of this flower. Floral formula and floral diagram try to identify the flower which is represented here. Okay, this is very important with practicals. So I will take the class directly by showing the flower. So floral diagram and floral formula are important. Without this, we cannot expect any question paper. So that is about the floral diagram and floral formula for today. And see the some 3 families are remaining that we can explain in the class directly. Then go to the question answers of the chapter. The page number 82 you write as the second assignment. Today's date 30th January 2021. I will read the questions. This is the second assignment. You have to complete the assignment by the next week. When you are coming for examination, test paper, you have to bring the assignment and completed notebook before me. That you can expect on the next week. Okay? You write this assignment as the second assignment from the end of the opposite end of the notebook. I will read the questions. Right? What is meant by modifications of root? What type of modifications of root is found in the following plants? If the roots are doing some functions other than fixation and absorption, it is called as root modifications. And in the banyan tree, roots are called prop root meant for mechanical support. Second one, turnip, storage. And in the mangrove plant, it is for respiration, respiratory root. Justify the following statement on the basis of external features. Underground parts of the plant are always not root. Underground parts are not always root. Because ginger is an underground stem. Ginger is an underground stem. It is called as rhizome. It is not root because rhizome contain node, internode, axillary bud, etc. So rhizome is an underground part, but it is not a stem. It is not a root, but it is a stem. Then comes a flower is a modified shoot because flower is a part of the shoot system. It is a branch. It is a branch, and the petals are colored leaves. So the axillary bud is not developing into branches. Axillary bud develop into flower at the time of reproduction. So it is a part of the shoot system. Petals are highly modified colored leaves for attracting the insect. So flowers are part of shoot system. It is not. It is a modified shoot for the branch for the purpose of reproduction. Third one, how is a pinnately compound leaf differ from a palmately compound leaf? In a pinnately compound leaf, leaves that are arranged from the base of the rachis to the top of the rachis. But in palmately compound leaf, leaves that are arranged like a fingers on a palm. Then fourth one, explain suitable example, different types of phyllotaxy. Alternate phyllotaxy, opposite phyllotaxy and world phyllotaxy. You have to write what is phyllotaxy before writing the notes. Then define the following term, aestivation, arrangement of septa and petals is called aestivation. Placentation, arrangement of ovules on the placenta is called placentation. Actinomorphic, if the flowers can be divided in equal halves in any plane, it is called actinomorphic. D, zygomorphic. You can divide flower into equal halves in one plane, that is called as zygomorphic. Superior ovary, ovary occupies the highest position, other parts are below gynoecium, that is called a superior ovary. Perigynous flower, thalamus forms a cup-shaped structure and ovary originates from the base of the cup-shaped thalamus, other parts are originated from the margin of the cup-shaped thalamus. Epipetalous stamen, the stamens are attached over the petals, it is called as epipetalous stamen. Differentiate between racemose and cymose inflorescence. You know the difference between that. Fibrous root system and adventitious root system. Root system originates from any part other than the radicle is called adventitious root system. Apocarpus and syncarpus ovary. Ovary joined is called, carpels are joined, it is called as apocarpus condition, and if the carpels are not joined, it is called a syncarpus condition. Draw the diagram of the following: gram seed and monocot seed, dicot seed and monocot seed. Describe the modification of stem with example. Stem modified, underground stem modified, subaerial stem is not modified. So you have to write underground stem modifications and aerial stem modification. Subaerial not modified. So you can write underground stem modifications and aerial stem modifications. Then ninth one, you omit the question, we can write later on. Ninth one, we can write later on after taking the family. 10th one, various types of placentation in flower. What is placentation and what are the types of placentation? Then 11th one, what is a flower? It is a modified shoot. Describe the parts of the flower simply. Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. You write one or two sentence only. One or two sentence only. Calyx 2 sentence. Corolla 2 sentence. Write only. Then 12th one, how do the various leaf modifications help the plant? You write the leaf modifications, tendril, spine, storage leaf and pitcher. You write that. Then 13th one, define inflorescence and different types of inflorescence. Then 14th one, you omit the question, we can write later on. 14th one, you don't write. Then 15th one, describe the arrangement of floral members in relation to the insertion of the thalamus. 15th question, hypogynous, epigynous, perigynous flower. You can write hypogynous, epigynous, perigynous flower. So 15 questions are there. You don't write question number 9 and question number 14. Leave the space. We can write the answer of question number 9 and 15 later on. You write the 13 questions and complete the assignment, complete the notes and come next week with the prepare for test paper. Okay? Then after only I will go to the next chapter because we have to complete the chapters. I want to know whether you are studying or not. We are preparing for studying viewing observing the videos, and if you are writing the notes, everything I want to check. So you are asked to come in the next week, batch by batch. So prepare for that. Prepare very well for examination. Prepare the notes and assignments completely. No excuse is given. So it is very strict. You have to appear compulsorily for examination. I will give the timetable later on. So study and prepare for the next Monday itself. Okay. Thank you.